Hi, hello, hello, Biti and Pramila. Thanks for joining. Hope you're able to hear
Yeah.
me.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, yes.
Yes, there was some login issue. I hope everybody is able to join. Shall we wait for a little bit more time? Because we are expecting a number. Maybe we can discuss a little bit about. You want to share anything about this agenda? Maybe your expectation. What is it that you would like to know?
Yeah, you can give an intro of what will be this session.
Okay, this that's part of the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically about a routine. How do
Okay.
you realign your routine
So
so that
how long will be this
I'm
session? 1 hour.
expecting for an hour. It may go
Okay.
beyond an hour. Yeah, so it's about just how do you make changes in your routine such that your health issues, any kind of an health issue, be it physical or mental, will get resolved by itself. Because body has a
Thank
power
you.
to
Thank you.
self heal.
Thank you for arranging this kind of sessions.
I've been wanting to do it somehow. Are you part of the Iron Lady community?
Yeah, I
No?
am. I am.
Okay. So I've wanted to do it for a long time. Somehow it's happened after the summit now. So just hope
You
it helps
attended the
all the
summit?
women.
Yeah.
Yes, I was part, but for very little time, just
Okay.
in the morning. I hope it helps women. No? Part of women empowerment. No, help each
Yeah.
other.
Many times we start the routine, but after some time it fades away.
Right, yeah. So yes, that's where this community helps. No, we have to hold hands of each other and keep moving and make
Yeah.
sure that I know, make sure that we we do what we have to do. All right. I think maybe others can join in. I'll just start off. And one more thing, in case my Zoom, I've got a new account, so there may be some restrictions. It happened yesterday as well. I tested maybe if it hangs out, please log in with the same link.
Okay.
It's let me check, but it's a new account, so I had issues there. Okay, let me start
Hello,
off.
Iron ladies, everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
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 Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is a topic. Any health conflict, we can use this particular routine realignment technique, which I've tried and tested for addressing the health issue. This is where we are. So it's a one massive hack I would say, because it will help to improve overall health, which helps in improving the activity, the immunity, and your performance as well, how you perform. So I'm basically a statistician, research scientist, and I've got into psychology as well. I'm adopting the principles of energy uh, that is explained in our traditional sciences, not the modern science. In the traditional sciences, I'm adopting those principles, connecting it with psychology, and modifying it so that we can adapt it in our day-to-day life, in the modern lifestyle. Okay, so this would be the fair agenda for today. So, yeah. So, simplifying experiences. We'll talk a little bit
One
about.
question.
Yes.
Sorry to stop you, Hazel.
Yes.
Can we get this PPT if you don't mind, or do you want me to write it down or save it somewhere?
No, I
some
can
point?
share. I have actually a YouTube video that talks a little bit about this. Today we'll go in depth, but just the pointers is what is there in the YouTube video. But over time, I'll keep sharing. If you want the deck,
Okay.
also I can share it. I'll put it in a drive and I'll share the link. But
Okay.
yeah, the
No, no,
concept is
you
what
can
is
carry on. Yeah, I
concept
got
is
my
about.
answer. Thank you.
So we'll talk a little bit about simplifying our experiences, what we are doing and what we, how we can go about it. So, and since it's about routine, what is our current routine and what life requires. So, and then we'll try to bridge the gap between what life actually requires and what we are doing in our life. And then we'll try to create a new routine for ourselves if there is an issue. Once we figure out that what is the issue, and then to get down to the specific issue, we'll have to redefine our routine. So is that because that the routine maybe is the is could be the cause for that issue also. There are various parameters, but we'll look at the routine for today. And yeah, what we can do next is will be in the takeaway part. So physical health, since we're talking about health, we know we are very much aware of about the physical health. What we can see is all that is about the physical aspect. So health, if you would like, I would like to have it as interactive. So if you could share what you mean by health, because I see there's different definitions. I don't want to go the medical way, but in our day-to-day life, what do we mean by health?
Me, can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Like health is not only your body or something physical. It depends upon your mental as well related to your psychology as well,
Mm.
right? Even health, physical health specifically you have mentioned it. So it depends upon the mixture of all these three things: emotion,
Okay.
your
Can I ask specifically what you mean by
yeah,
health? Maybe I
health
should have just
means
asked only health.
physical health. I mean your body, how strong, how energetic your body is. That is health. I hope so, if I'm correct. That
Okay.
is health.
Energy. You mean how energetic
Yeah.
to do
Active,
your work,
active
right?
and fitness.
Activeness. Activeness is
Activity,
health.
yes, right, Meenakshi. Activeness,
Okay.
yes, that is a health.
That's
Physical health, you are telling me.
mm,
Yeah,
okay.
Active and fitness. How fit and
Fit
yeah.
you are. Okay. Fitness and activeness to perform your work, right?
work.
So
Activity, yeah.
ultimately,
Your day-to-day task.
okay. Okay,
Mm.
so yes, for this session we'll look at health in that aspect. We need to have the energy to do our work, right? Be productive
Yes.
as we are supposed to be. As women, the range is really high, right? So it goes from one end to another end. So we just have to be super women, like that kind of energy is what is expected from women. Okay, so physical health is one aspect. Psychological health is the other aspect. So what we see is the physical, what we do not see is the psychological. So under psychological, can we split it further? It is possible. We can split it as mental health, emotional health, spiritual health as well. Okay, so simple. It goes beyond, further beyond this, but we'll take as step by step the simple elements. The mental is the logical part, something there where we put a rational, we try to think something, imagine what we understand, our perception, how we process our thoughts and all. No? That comes under the mental part. What is emotional is what you feel basically. You see something, how you feel for it, that's another element. That's where we connect the heart, we connect the emotional aspect to the heart. Heart has its own intelligence just like brain. So we'll get further deeper in more sessions, but emotional is another aspect, how you feel from within yourself. Spiritual is far beyond these things, beyond what we feel, beyond what we experience, beyond what we can even express. That is a spiritual health. So all these should be in harmony. Only then we can say that we are perfectly in health and the energy flow will be perfect, so that you become radiant. Can you be positive all the time, 24/7?
No,
Is it possible?
no.
Yeah, so
No.
because that's what is expected. No, everybody will want the positive emotion, right? Joy. You want a person to be happy, right? Express himself as being happy, as being joyful, right? And as mothers, yes, for kids we need mummies have to be really happy all the time, right? So is that possible to have that kind of energy all the time within us?
Not at all.
What if I say it is possible? Because that is how the
How
human
come?
body.
Let me know. I have a 4 year child. I have a 4 year
Yes, yes,
child and he's like
definitely,
so
definitely.
अभी मैं लॉक करके बैठी हुई हूँ बाहर है पापा
Mm,
के साथ मैंने कहा सैटरडे संडे मुझे डिस्टर्ब मत करना पढ़ाई करनी है मुझे
mm,
and no mama okay I'll go still
yes, yes,
it's very difficult
yes. The
tell me how we can do
expectations,
that.
yes, expectations are very high, no, and the demands are very high. Are we able to supply that energy? Yes. Actually speaking, the human body is built to have the energy that we require for our work. Whatever energy we require, it is actually, see, the heart is working 24/7, no, all the time it is pumping. So the heart requires the energy to keep pumping. So where does that energy come from? Are we eating all the time? Throughout the day, are we eating? No. But the energy flow is there. What we eat, it gets converted into energy, and the energy is being pushed to the pump heart as well, so that it pumps. Right? Heart doesn't keep asking, or it doesn't slow down, or it doesn't take a rest for some time, saying, "I don't have enough energy. Let me take rest." It will not do that. No, it keeps pumping throughout the day. That's how the physical body is built. The cells keep functioning. They keep breathing. They require energy. Water keeps flowing throughout the body. Blood keeps flowing throughout the body. Where is all that energy coming from? Blood is flowing, no, continuously. Where is that energy? How is it able to flow continuously? That's an energy flow that is happening. So if that is possible, can we express that energy externally? Is that possible? This is an energy flow that happens within us, and nobody can see that. Simple example: blood flow. Blood is flowing inside the body. It needs certain energy, like a pump. It like water pump and all. There's a push that happens, is that the blood flows from head to toe and reverse. Right? It keeps flowing. So that is the internal energy, which we cannot see, but we can feel it. But what everybody else socially sees is our external energy, how active we are, how much we are able to move around. That is the kind of energy that the physical world sees, right? Can we convert that internal energy into this physical effort? Is that possible? That is going to be our need now. We're going to look for
Okay,
that. You know
Hazel,
what?
one question here,
Yeah,
sorry to
yes.
interrupt you. See, I mean, it's my example single I'll take. I am super energetic.
Mm,
Sometimes I low once in a blue moon, but yeah, I'm super energetic. And sometimes it's went in a high. Some people take my opinion or my voice as a negative. It's
mm,
every time happens in my office or sometimes my sasuma,
mm,
so
mm.
how to control that energy? Even few of my friend given me a feedback, Arun, you are so energetic, your voice, your tone are so high, your pitch is
Yes.
very high, people
Yes.
will take
So
you
there is
negative.
there is high
Yeah,
and low, no? So it's like and we can say it as imbalance rather than being
yes,
balanced throughout the day, throughout the time.
it's
It is
uh-huh.
having an imbalance, which is natural, but we'll figure out why that when that imbalance goes beyond, beyond limits, beyond bearable
Mhm.
limits is when we'll
Mhm.
have to really address it. But eventually we can. How about the sadhus and all? You know,
Okay.
yeah, I'm taking the traditional gurus. So was that possible to be for them to be in balance all the time, right? That's where we will try to look at. There are various aspects, step by step. So eventually when all this is in good health, good form, good balance, good energy is there, then the flow is good from physical to psychological aspect. There is a seamless flow, and the reverse also happens. That's when we can say it's holistic health, right? Okay, now let's look at this CT scanner. How it's a CT scanner. How does it look? It looks very sophisticated, no? Right? So from the outside, it is a very elegant, like the human body. Human body is so sophisticated from outside, elegant. What this is the inner part of a CT scanner. How is it? We like it, but when there's anything wrong, when the scanner doesn't work, we have to look into the part, no? Which an engineer just does. An expert will do that. But you'll have to get into the parts of the CT scanner. You'll have to open it to find out what has happened there, to fix it, even if there is an issue, or to maintain it, to ensure that it keeps working well. You'll have to open it, right? Now, let me take that as a CT scanner, which is not available in our day-to-day life. At everybody's home, it is not available. So I'm kind of simplifying things. Now, CT scanner is a big machine. Now, what is this? This is a drilling machine. It's an electronic drilling machine. So it also has parts. I'm not ripping it open now. It is also having parts, but it requires electricity, and it has a kind of certain power in it, so that it works really fast. Right? It's been designed for that purpose. Over time, they are experts. The mechanics have designed this drilling machine so that it serves a purpose. It's able to drill holes at whatever place they want, wherever they want, however they want. It's been designed for that with all safety measures and all. But it's got lots of parts. What if one part is not working? It may malfunction. Right? So that time is when you'll have to repair it and all. Now, can there be any simpler tool than this? Which normally this would require experience, right? An expert, somebody who's able to use this drilling machine will be able to drill properly. Otherwise, it'll damage the wall, or wherever you're drilling, it can damage if you don't hold it well, or don't fix the drills properly. You know, there can be issues. Okay, can we have a simpler tool than this? Or did we have a simpler tool than this? Simpler tool, hammer. Yeah, hammer, but this will require a nail. In the drilling machine, the nail is already inserted, whereas for the hammer, you will need to hold the nail, right? But is this a simpler tool? Does this require experience or a lot of energy or practice? Does that require? It is as light as anybody can use it. It can be easily handled. It doesn't easy to handle. It doesn't have any complex parts and all within it, so that it requires an expert to fix it, right? It's very easy to handle. So how we are able to simplify this? Where if I don't require, I'm not able to handle a drilling machine, I would prefer a hammer, right? I will prefer a simpler machine. Now, how is a human body? Is the human body like that? Human body also has got organs within it. Very vital organs are there. Very minute organs are there. Cells, yes, cells are invisible, literally invisible, but still they are part of the human body, right? So if you list the parts of the human body, the inner organs, everything, it's going to take pages, no? So the vital organ, most vital organ is a heart, right? Liver is the largest organ in the human body. Kidney is very significant. Recently, there are plenty of kidney issues coming up. So it's a very significant organ, and it has got minute parts within itself. Those nephrons are literally invisible only. And they are the functioning for a unit of the kidney. So these are the various parts, right? So how, when there's an issue of ear, health conflict happens when there's an issue of ear, at least in the physical health. We'll get to the psychological health a little later, but physical health, there can be issues, conflicts happening, like indigestion happens for a day. Where will that indigestion happen? In the large intestine, small intestine, the digestive system basically. So because your digestion doesn't happen properly, the excretion doesn't happen properly, you have constipation issues and all. What happens when you have palpitation, when you're having excessive sweating and all? That can be because of the heart having too much of heat within itself. It's pumping, over pumping, all those things. These are the organs that get affected prominently. That's a physical aspect. So now we are trying to address the conflict, no? So once we understand that there is a conflict, okay, what is a conflict? We have figured out. Once we understand what that is, what is the source of the conflict, it is very important for us to simplify that. Step by step, we'll have to address it. Now, these are all the body organs, all the systems that are there inside. Let's take one simple system, very important system for the women, basically, the endocrine system. Okay, it's got all these glands which are responsible for the hormonal secretion. Hormones play a significant role for women, right? The menstrual cycles happen because of that. Sleep happens because of hormone. Melatonin is a hormone that is responsible for sleep, and that gets secreted only in the night time. And what happens to the sleep of women? How how careful are we about sleep? I'll say the most abused hormone is that sleep hormone, right? The most ignored one, especially for women, especially for mothers. That's the most ignored one. We take it so light, right? When a person is not able to sleep even for 10 minutes, a person who's been sleeping well is not able to sleep for 10 minutes also, it's something, it's a trigger actually. It's as to something has happened such that it is disturbed. And this sleep hormone is secreted in the pineal gland, which actually triggers the pituitary gland. These are all part of the endocrine system. These are the various basic things which we need to understand. So when my sleep is affected, it affects naturally sends a wrong signal. There's a signal disruption happening towards the pituitary gland. What does the pituitary gland do? That is responsible for our everyday activity, our growth, our performance. Everything happens with that pituitary gland, because that sends a signal for all the other organs, other hormones to get secreted well. Okay, so the thyroid issues that women are facing now, it's directly connected to the adrenal gland in the kidney and the pituitary gland. So it's a signal that has to pass on properly. This is where the psychological connection comes. So once from the physical aspect, there's a psychological connection. It's basically a wire issue, like electrons that are flowing in the wire, which we cannot see. Inside the electric wire, the electrons are flowing. So when there's, let's say, the mixie is not running. Okay, so what will we try to do? We'll try to figure out why the mixie is not running. So we'll try to see if there's power supply, if there could be a wire disconnect. The wire could have got cut, or there could be a short circuit in the electricity itself. The power is there, but there's a short circuit inside the wire. The electrons are not flowing well. It could be, or the mixie itself is not working well. The part of the mixie is not working well. So there are various things, no, that we'll have to look at. So what is the source of the issue? There is an issue, we have figured out. What is the source of the issue? So these are the basic, at least for women, it is very important. It affects our day-to-day activities so much. So when your routine is affected, over time, for one day, okay, we tend to ignore it. 2 days, okay, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 months, 3 months. That's when eventually it gets accumulated and slowly it manifests itself in the physical form. Pain is a very big manifestation. It's actually the subconscious coming out into the physical world in the form of pain. That's how it is all designed, right? What is wrong, it's being manifested in the physical world. So you'll have to get back to understand these systems. Basic knowledge, at least, of these systems would actually help us, right? So, and then now this is the physical world. So how do emotions play? What is the connection between the emotional world and this physical world? So what if I say that emotions actually trigger these physical issues? My sleep not coming, it's an emotional impact. Maybe for something got into my mind and I'm processing that. It could be mental, it could be emotional. I felt something and my sleep is disturbed. Right? It could be excitement also. Due to over excitement also, you tend to not sleep. Depression also is a reason. You're feeling sad, grief is there, you're not able to sleep. But these are emotions that get built up within us, and where it is all happening in the brain. So it's a signal in the brain. Once you feel something, you send a signal to the brain, and the connected hormone and the connected organ. There's an organ connected to, in the traditional sciences, it's been defined that each emotion is connected to an organ. Like grief is connected to the lungs and the large intestine. So what happens when we experience breathlessness, too much of cold, you catching cold all the time, too much of mucus, too much of coughing and all, we'll immediately try to figure out what is wrong with the lungs, right? We'll try to see what is wrong with with that organ. Now, the emotion that is connected to that organ is grief. So what if that person is having too much of grief within himself? Somebody has passed out, so he's built up, he or she has basically built it up, not expressed it well. It's been there for a long time. Then it comes slowly as breathlessness, breathing issues come up, and continuously your immunity levels go down. And an associated organ of the lung is a large intestine. These are all weird connections. Lung and large intestine. Digestion issues happen. When there's too much of grief, constipation can happen. It happens over time, right? So this grief has a direct impact. Anger also can cause constipation. Anger is connected to anger and joy are connected to the heart, right? So when you have too much of anger and rage and all, no, heart tends to palpitate, right? You tend to have excessive sweating. So they're all interconnected. It's an emotion that happens, that you feel somewhere within yourself, and see the connection. It expresses itself in the physical world, right? But are we looking at the right spot to understand what the conflict is? Yes, masterclass is for that only, to understand a fair idea about how we can connect all these various aspects. Okay, now let's come to our modern day routine. Now we know that our modern day routine is almost changing almost every day, right? And it's been very rapid during these days. We cannot survive without any electronic gadgets. No home without a fridge or washing machine, whatever, right? Our routine has changed so much, and we tend to change our routine. Our routine has been designed to cater to our the society more, right? Children have to go to school at a certain time, you have to go to office at a certain time, you have to eat food, you have to cook food. Our routine is all designed, right? We have a certain time for vacation. Can we take a vacation anytime we want? No, we plan the vacation. No, for end of the year, end of December, we plan a vacation. No, and we keep waiting for that. All these things happen, and visiting people, visiting parents, all that happens in a design manner, in a planned manner. So without that routine planning, life becomes a little bit difficult. Not taking, you need to have plan to live your day-to-day life is where we are currently. And it's very much dependent on what the kind of work we do, right? And what we do is dependent, connects to the income, the earning that we get, and they're all interconnected, right? It becomes a cycle. What we earn feeds into our day-to-day life, and what we do in our day-to-day life, uh, is defined by our what we are earning and what we are doing for work, right? This is our everyday routine. How is life basically? We are in a position to make changes easily. Tomorrow there's a meeting happening. We have to immediately change our routine, right? We try to figure out what we have to do, for what you do for breakfast, all that. We try to make changes. But how does life work? It starts from a seed. It sprouts, the roots come out, the shoots come out, slowly the leaves come out. That's how a tree grows. Can we speeden up that process? Synthetically, it is possible, no? But naturally, for the seed to become a tree, it takes its time. It has its own journey. We have to give the time and space for the nature to continue the journey. Yeah, I'm getting an alert that the meeting may end, so please log in again. Yeah, right. Okay, so so the shoots will grow. They all take their own time, right? So it has its own routine. So this is how nature has its own routine. For the seed to become a tree, it has its own routine, right? Now, our body is also nature, no? We also grow. Babies grow. They take the time to grow, right? Only after the baby comes out is when we put a schedule for the time for the child's everyday life, right? So it all happens outside once we see the child. Okay, now we have known all these elements, these various components of uh, what that of what all determines our routine. Now, body organs we saw about, and we have a everyday routine, right? Can we connect these two body organs with our everyday routine? Body organs are within us. Can we connect these two dots? Is that possible? And each of these body organs are made up of elements, components like blood, nerves, cells, tissues. They're all components, right? Now, these are visible components. There are invisible components as well, which are not seen. Like the energy that we're talking about. For the blood to flow, there's a push. That is the energy. We in traditional science we call it as a prana, right? That's a vital force. Without that force, the blood will not flow. Without the force inside, the water inside the body, the water inside the blood itself will not flow. The cells will not be able to flow. So these are the universal elements. What are those elements will come deeper. So can we connect these elements, invisible elements, with the organs and their functionality? Right? Can we connect these two aspects? And how about the emotions and the elements also? Emotions and the components. So these are all the things, various things that help us to identify what is actually the conflict. And you want to have a conflict? Does anybody want to have a conflict? No, we'll want to not have conflicts. No, so we'll have to prevent conflicts. So once we have an understanding of all these things, we can even prevent conflicts, be it internal or external. How you talk to people, how you express yourself, how you emote yourself, how you make them feel, make the other person feel. That also is possible. You can stop all these kinds of conflicts that we have, right? Once we have this understanding, once all these elements, components are in balance, this is where the balance aspect comes. Once the emotions are in balance, once the elements are in balance, once the organ functionality is in balance, once the organ is really functioning very well, they're all in balance, in harmony. That's when the energy flow will happen properly. It will happen seamlessly from head to toe and reverse. And then we can express that energy vibrantly. And anybody can feel it, that over energy, under energy, mental disturbance, stress, all these things will get controlled, right? It all depends on how you bring it all under like say one line. We call that as harmony. All right, so now thoughts. It's deeper, further deeper. It goes beyond what we experience, what we express, what we feel within us, right? What is actually going on inside our mind. When you're looking at the presentation, there may be some other thought in your mind. Maybe you're getting new thoughts in your mind, right? So something else the brain is also processing. So how we connect these two, how we take care of our thoughts such that my emotion also gets balanced, right? Because what we think is what will get expressed as an emotion, and what we emote is what everybody will see. When your emotion is right, when your thought is right, when you have a good thought, your emotion also will be good, and what you share with to the outside world also will be good. They will also see the positive energy, right? That's where positive thinking comes. Now, can we be positive all the time? Is it possible to have a positive thought all the time?
Should be too
Right?
artificial.
Yes, it is a very critical one, but it is possible. It is possible.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a call that you have to take. That's where once your internal systems, constipation, I'll tell you, constipation it's a messed up chemical balance. your hormones are imbalanced, your chemicals inside the system are imbalanced. It's nothing to do with your digestive system. It's nothing to do with your stomach or your large intestine. Maybe the villi in the large intestine may not be functioning. That is different, but it's not functioning because of certain imbalance. That subtle elemental imbalance, no, that is affecting the functionality of the large intestine. So somewhere that person has got, maybe let's say he or she is too disturbed. There's some kind of holding on to something, some disturbance, some panic, right? Some anxiety. You're worried about something. Then it affects your large intestine. The large intestine is not able to, it's actually a pump. It's a pipe, no? So it's having the suction kind of a movement. So the as the food passes through that pipe, the nutrients will get absorbed. So when will that pump work well? No, sometimes there's too much pressure in one part of the pump, and sometimes there's no pressure at all. It's like water flowing through a pipe. So if you press the pipe at some point, tube at some point, the water will not flow, no, properly. So this is the pressure is getting affected, no. So the large intestine works in that way. So I'm saying, for simple example, heart also functions like that. So when you strain yourself, your thought is actually strained, you're mentally strained. Okay, that's when it starts showing itself, manifesting itself in the physical world. So for each person, each woman, it's a different organ. For one person, heart is a weak organ. Heart is a very sensitive organ for one person. Large intestine may be a weak organ for one person,
Another.
right? Kidney could be a weak organ for one person. Thyroid glands, the thyroid issues are coming up for women. Thyroid is a big thing. Uterus is a sensitive organ for some women. So for each woman, each person, an organ will differ. Which is a sensitive organ is what we'll have to identify and energize it naturally through meditation, through mudras, through pranayama, through having good thoughts, you know, all these things step by step is what we'll have to do, right? Good thoughts we'll have to cultivate the good thoughts within us. How is it possible when you are in a different kind of an environment, in a negative environment? When you're there, how will you have a positive thought? That comes with practice. It comes with practice. So this is where we'll have to connect the dots. We'll have to understand, yes, my emotion is in balance, my organ is in balance, my certain specific thought is in balance. I'm not having a joyful thought at this level. I'm having a regressive thought or a depressed thought at this level. You need to know that thing, that parameter. We'll have to know, okay, this is my metric. I'm having too much grief in me, I'm having too much anger in me, I'm having too much worry in me. We'll have to know that. Once we know that, then we can step by step, no, we can work towards. Once you know that worry is your problem, there is a reason why you're worried. So we'll have to try to address that. Find out what is the reason for the worry. You're feeling over energetic at one point. What happened? Why are you feeling over energetic? Something has happened before that, right? Maybe you saw an excited scene or something, maybe some movie or something has excited you, and your hormones have started secreting highly, or your heart is pumping, they got over energized, right? That's why that over energy comes out. Under energy happens there when the other reverse happens. But with all these things, how can you be in harmony, right? How do you ensure that your over energy doesn't come out as over energy? People don't get disturbed. People don't get perturbed. That is very important. Your energy should not disrupt anything else, right? It should be for positive. You should create a positive energy outside. It's good to have over energy, no? But how do you express? How does it come out? That is a training that comes with training. Okay, now let's get into our everyday routine. What I'm starting off with sleep, because that's, as I said, that's the most abused one. Normally we have sleep. Sleep happens in 5 stages. So 5 levels of
We are
sleep
about to
happen.
lose the connection now. It's less than 1 minute.
Okay, so sleep. So a few more slides to go. But sleep happens at 5 stages, right? So first level, I'm Yeah, thank you for logging in. Let me share again.
Interesting thing you are selling, no? That's why I'm motivated to rejoin.
Nice.
Really good.
Okay, so yeah, there are 5 stages, but it's very simple terms, kind of simplifying everything. Sleep, there's a normal sleep. Once you hit the bed, there's a sleep, and then you get into deep sleep. All right, for how long is that? That differs from person to person, situation to situation. And then after sleep, you wake up, have breakfast. This is a normal routine for a working woman, for anybody now. Work and then lunch. Is it possible to have a nap when you're working? Sometimes when you're in office environment, it's a bit different, but that's a question mark. And then again work, and then dinner, relax, and again bedtime. So this is how the routine is, right? Everyday routine. Now what do we do with this routine? Now what if I say the body also has its own routine? As we saw, it grows from seed to tree, no? So it has its own routine, so it has its own schedule. Each of the body organ also has its own routine. This is in the traditional sciences. Modern science has not found enough evidence for this. I'm kind of working on that. I'm trying to collect this evidence. Heart, they say it functions really well. It has a capacity. Every organ, every cell in the body has a capacity to rejuvenate itself, repair itself, heal itself, re-energize itself. Naturally, it has its own capacity. Without any medicines, without doing anything, it has a capacity to do all these things, revive itself. So for the heart, they say it is a time between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It works really well at the maximum. When there's an issue, it tries to repair itself. When it's weak, it tries to re-energize itself. So it has a time from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Connected to the heart is a small intestine. That the time for the small intestine is 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So that isn't that the lunch time? So when we have lunch correctly at that time, the small intestine does the work of absorbing the nutrients, right? So when we give food into the stomach, once a stomach has pushed the food into the small intestine, won't it be able to absorb the nutrients in the best way possible? The best nutrients will get absorbed now. So when we issue happens when we don't have our food at that time. Many people have food beyond 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. There's no time also, no? But what if we have the food rightly at that time? The food will get digested in the best manner possible. So the best nutrients will get absorbed because it is a time for the small intestine. So after small intestine comes the bladder. The waste gets passed on to the bladder. So this is a cycle that has been identified traditionally over years. Our traditional sciences, the Vedas speak of this. The literature, Indian literature, everything, Gita speaks about all this in a subtle manner. Now we have a term for we call it as a heart. We have a small intestine. We define these things, but our ancient traditions have different terminologies, right? But it works this way. So what I say is, in the routine, when a person is having a heart issue, he or she should have food before 1 p.m. and have some rest from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. At least when there's a when there's a severe condition of heart, no, they have to give some relaxation time from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right, and have food, lunch before 1 p.m. such that once the food gets into the stomach and all, 1 p.m. it is able to push the food into the small intestine, and small intestine is able to do the digestion properly. Constipation will not happen there. When constipation happens, it strains the heart as well. When heart gets strained, it affects the intestine as well. This is the chain reaction that happens. We need to understand the cycle. What affects what, right? So for heart patients, I definitely suggest having food before 1 p.m. and have a nap between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. When you have a nap, what happens? The body goes into a dormant state. everything, all the functionalities will calm down, right? So when the small intestine is, it is that time. So when that small intestine is able to do the maximum work properly, all the other organs will be at rest. So it's very important to have some nap when you have these kind of issues. When you have constipation issues, have food and take a nap. Take a nap or relax. Don't do movements, heavy movements, right? At least when you have issues. These are the ways you can use to address the conflicts that you're having. This will eventually, over time, it will convert the disorder into order. Discomfort when you are feeling, it will convert it into a comfort. You don't need to have that Hajmola and all. Not required. What Hajmola will do, it will try to fasten the process, right? It will try to, it's like a sedative. It's you know, a catalyst. It will make it very fast, which eventually, you know, when water is flowing inside a pipe in a very fast manner, it may burst, no? The tube may burst. But if it is flowing in a normal, natural way, within the capacity of the tube, it will be fine, right? What these medicines will do is will push the water in a fast manner. That's how it happens. So sometimes it can burst. Sometimes they can be yeah, it can come out, rip out, and anything can happen. So how we are addressing each of these issues is the key thing. So how we connected to our schedule, through which schedule, with our routine, can we make these issues right? Right? This is one step. Without medicines, routine, if you correct your routine, if you ensure that you eat well on time and take a little bit of rest between 1 p.m. Sometimes meetings happen, office meetings happen at these times. We tend not to eat on time, or we rush to eat, and all that things happen. But with those conditions, how, when we are conscious, once you're conscious that this is the time for my intestine, once you're conscious about that, naturally the brain also will support you, such that we are not in a panic mode. We know, yes, we may have to rush with our food, we may have to eat fast and attend the meeting, but then the body will be prepared for it. Yes, this is my time. I'm going to take the food in this way, and then the digestion will happen naturally, even if, irrespective of what we'll be doing. This is where the consciousness also comes. We need to be aware, right? So there is a time to do extra work, excessive, massive work we can do. There is a time for that. That is 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Right? 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. actually. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. you can really do hard work, a lot of hard work. That's the time. Morning 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Yeah, as per the schedule. That is the time to do massive hard work. So there is a schedule. So how do we connect this body schedule with our routine, our day-to-day life? This is where this chart will come. All right. So I'm trying to connect each of these organs, right? Each of these organs have a time, right? How we connect these organs with the routine. So this is a dial that I've just prepared. Yes.
Can you share this in our group afterwards?
Yes, I will do that. So this is a very simple dial that I've created. It may look clumsy, but it's very, very effective. See, if you see active time is 5 hours. I've got 5 hours for active time. Sleep is 8 hours. I've got an exercise time. I have lunch time. I have relaxation time. I have hard work time also. I can do any kind of, like, you travel a lot, you have to do purchasing and taking care of kids or whatever, for any kind of hard activity. And you have time for yourself. You have time for your family. All these things you have, when you say self, it is also prayer time and all. Right. So the time is there for each of these activities. So how we connect this time? Once we make sure that we follow this routine, once we make sure that we are able to follow this routine, we will be able to give the time and space for that particular organ to work well. So when the organ works well, the connected emotion also works well. When the emotion works well, it sends a reverse signal again to the brain to say that please secrete my hormones correctly. When my hormones work well, again my glands work well. When my glands work well, my organs will work well. This is a chain reaction. So this is one simple way. This is one simple way. There are many ways. When chronic issues are there, you'll have to really go aggressive. But one simple way, at least to prevent. It's very easy for kids. I really want to take this subject for the kids. If they are able to design their routine as per this schedule, at least become aware of it. At least become conscious. Let them start practicing during the weekends. Saturday and Sunday, let them follow this routine. Sleep, go to bed by 11 a.m. maximum. Go to bed, hit the bed, and then wake up by 5 a.m. Try to wake up. You see, how body works is it has this 8-hour cycle. So once you sleep, whatever time you sleep, 8 hours it will naturally take. And then is when naturally the body will wake up, when you have good sleep. So if you want to wake up early, what we have to do is sleep early. Nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about waking up at 5 a.m. But to wake up at 5 a.m., you should have slept at 8 by 8 p.m. Is it possible for us to sleep by 8 p.m.? Meetings happen at 8 p.m. What do we do in that case? How do we sleep and how do we get up? This is the imbalance, no? Everything gets disturbed, no? But can kids follow this routine? Yes, they can follow. But what we do? How can we do it? So we can gradually, slowly make changes over the weekend. Take one day at a time. Slowly make these changes consciously. At that time, 8 p.m., maybe the mind will calm down. Because at 8 p.m., mostly meetings happen, but we don't tend to take decisions at that time. No, it's not a decision-making time. It's very critical. Best decision-making time is morning 9 a.m. because your stomach is full. 8 a.m. you've had the breakfast and the stomach has got it's done all its work. It's pushed it into the small intestine. It's energized now. That is when your stomach is full, it increases the blood flow in the body because the starting point of energy assimilation happens in the stomach. So once the stomach is happy, you have really high energy. So that is the time for you to make a decision. When heart patients are there, please don't take any decisions from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Right? You need to relax your time. But when your heart is really good, you can take decisions. Team meetings can happen very well at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. when your heart is really good. Okay, so energetic, if you feel energetic, pumped up and all, morning is the time. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., do your best. And then calm down after the time. You need to give that calmness back to the body. Once you've done all that aggressive work, the calmness should happen. Either you get into prayer mode or just relax, close your eyes, lie down somewhere, or just sit down calmly, not be energetic again. Right? So the sleep also defines that. So once you're so if your sleep is disturbed, the next day routine also gets affected, right? So you have to see that you are toned down a little bit the next day. So this happens through consciousness. But am I aware of this routine? I should have my lunch at that time, 1 to 3 p.m., 11 to 1 p.m. I make sure that I feed my child by 1 p.m. Once I got to know about all this, I've been trying this for 3-4 years for him. Yeah, ever since 2 years, I've been trying for him. He's 7 now. And it's made massive impact. Massive. This is what I recommend for my parents and whoever I meet. Right? Have your food before 1 p.m. How will it happen during corporate life? When there's no meeting, when you have corporate life has got certain liberty, right? You can do what you want. It doesn't have a fixed right. You can stretch your time at different, it's very flexible, no? So ensure that you have your food at that time before 1 p.m. such that the food gets into the digestive system at 1 p.m. right? And then relax. Try to follow this routine. Reschedule ourselves as long as it is to ourselves. My personal routine, once I'm able to fix this routine, no, eventually socially also it will get connected. right? That's why I want to take this message to a larger audience, so that at an organizational level, if we can change our routine, no, of having meetings at lunch break and late hours, that should change. The organization should understand the impact that it has on the employees' health. Performance is so much important for an employee, for an organization, no? These are the various building blocks. Once you fix these, eventually everything will get on track. The performance will certainly increase. Okay, so that's why I want to take it to an organizational level. So now this, we come to the end. So how do we redefine ourselves? Are we ready to do that? That's the first thing. No, if you want to implement, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Very much we have to.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
perfect,
Hazel.
perfect,
Hazel,
perfect. That's the
I have
first
a
I
thing.
have,
question. Hazel,
Yes,
I
I
have
have a
one
yes.
small
question.
doubt. I was
Mm.
thinking about taking a like nap time 1 to 3 p.m.
Uh-huh.
So meaning doing some little activity. Mostly this time is when we are in the office.
Mm.
So doing lighter job like going through the having a simple talks with the team or uh, checking out the emails. Can that be considered during this period 1 to 3 p.m.?
Yeah, I would say keep it to yourself first. Take after you have lunch, keep it to yourself. Like you just calm down, close your eyes. If you say prayer, say the prayer. No, get into a prayer mode. Be to yourself for a bit, and then like the small talk time. No, that is okay. But there also energy gets used. If you're able to avoid it to a bit, please avoid. But it's okay as long as you what you're saying, it's in a relaxed mode. Yes, it will be in a relaxed mode, but first to be to yourself, relax a bit within yourself, let the food get settled down, all that,
Me
right?
time.
And then, because when you're talking also, it requires energy, no, it goes from within us, from the stomach, it goes from intestine, has to, it will get disturbed. So yes, it is okay, but I would definitely recommend first after food, give some time. You see, some people have intestinal issues and all, now they tend to get sleep at that time. What happens? No, another big trigger to understand if there's an issue in that particular organ. When if you are you able to sleep at night, or are you forced to sleep during the day? When are you sleeping? When do you feel like sleeping? If you're able to sleep at night properly, you feel like sleeping at night, it's good. But sometimes when there's an issue, no, you'll tend to feel sleepy during the day. Unnecessarily, you'll start yawning at 11 o'clock. Somebody will feel like yawning. That's a signal for the heart, right? Whereas if the reverse happens, you're not able to sleep in the night. At what time of the night you're not able to sleep? 1 to 3 p.m., 3 a.m., are you not able to sleep? That particular organ is imbalanced. The liver is in imbalance. The energy for the liver is imbalanced. The bile is secreting a lot. There must be too much of thought process. You over exerted. So if you're not able to sleep in the night, that is at what time, that will tell what is the problem. Okay, we can connect it, which organ is having an issue, what is the psychological problem that you're facing. Whereas if you're feeling sleepy during the day, that also is a problem. At what time? Are you not able to wake up from bed? Okay, if you're able to, after, as soon as you have your breakfast, some people will feel sleepy.
Yeah,
It
I
means
feel sleep. Yeah.
so then what happens as
Me too. I'm with you right now in this same.
what happens when you eat a food goes into stomach, no? So isn't the stomach supposed to feel happy? When you're
Mm.
happy, you'll feel energetic. But if at that time, if it is a time for the stomach, when you're sleepy, it means it wants to sleep, no, take rest.
No,
That
because
means
morning
it is
8:30. Yeah, sorry. Morning 8:30 to 9, for going to office, we have that breakfast or lunch, whatever it is. So when we reach the office 9:30, 10, automatically we feel sleepy only.
Yes,
Instead of
that's because the
attending
energy
because we are
is less.
hurriedly going to office,
Yeah,
taking bus and train.
correct.
Tiredness when we go and sit in the seat, no. So naturally we get sleepy one day. So the
Yeah.
morning, whatever
Because
comes
yes,
to the
yes,
sleep.
that's how it
Even
is. That,
Hazel,
yeah.
I here one question from my side. This always happen with me when I open my laptop and I start to working. I start yawning.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
wow! How
this
can
is
we
where
control that?
I know. This is where the psychological aspect comes. Okay, basically,
Okay.
it's easy for us to control at the physical level. Okay, so as you said, we tend to eat and then go, and by the time we reach our place, we're tired. No, instead of
Yeah.
feeling energetic, we are feeling the reverse.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely
because the
right.
process that has happened has not happened well. It's like
Mm.
just like water flowing through the pipe. No, you're expecting water to come at a certain speed. You're standing like a gardener, and the gardener is standing and he's expecting water to come out. He's turned on the tap, but water is not coming out with full force. In the tap, it is there, but once you connect the tube, the water is not flowing through the tube properly. So there's some
Mm.
problem in the tube, no? The
Mm.
water has not flown through the tube properly, no?
Okay.
Right? Because we have not consumed the food properly. We have not consumed the right food. That is also
Okay.
there. We have not consumed the right food, the food that is required for me now. Okay, for
Mm.
a person, for some people, ragi is very good for bones. It works.
Okay.
It gets digested, whereas ragi doesn't get digested for some people. So you'll have to go for an
Yeah.
alternative. People are taking oats nowadays. They are all synthetic food. Cornflakes, they're all synthetic food. What are we doing about natural food? Raw vegetables. Raw vegetables are the best source of energy. Raw vegetables.
So, what you
Mm.
suggest in the morning? Like, what you suggest for us? Suppose.
Vegetables. I would suggest vegetables. Boiled vegetables are perfect. No oil, just water. Not even, you don't even have to pour water for certain vegetables. Watery vegetables are
Okay.
there. Watery vegetables you can eat raw form.
Okay.
Snake gourd can be
But
eaten in raw form.
that is not getting digested, no.
No, that's what it will take time, no? You give it to a kid. I
Slowly.
suggest you can take it as a juice. You don't have to eat
Okay.
it. Take it as a juice slowly. I'll tell you, the seed of that vegetable is more powerful, more potent. Do we eat the seed?
Okay.
Do we eat the skin? The most energetic parts is what we are throwing into the trash.
Mm.
Right? Bananas, the outer cover, the skin of the banana is more energetic. Do we eat the
How
skin?
come? I
Yes,
never eat.
that's how nature is. We are throwing the most nutrient apart. Seeds are
So we need
highly
to eat
potent.
banana without peeling off. What
Mm.
I mean, you're saying
Raw
eat
banana,
banana with.
can you eat raw banana? Ripe
Yes.
banana, it's not ripe. I'm talking about raw banana, green banana. Can we eat it? It
No.
has
Yeah.
Green? No, no.
so much of impact. The gastric problems that will get solved. But
But
the
I'm getting
conception that
gastric
we
problem.
have, raw banana causes gastric problem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yes.
reverse engineering. No, that's where rewiring has
Oh.
happened. We have been
No. But
conditioned.
when we cook that raw vegetable, raw banana and ate, no, it gives me gastric problem.
Exactly. That's what raw banana, along with the skin, have it
Okay.
in tiny
Mm.
slices. You can't eat it just like that.
Okay.
Make tiny
No.
slices of it. Okay, that you
Okay.
can munch it, mix it with the
Okay.
saliva. Tiny,
Okay.
small pieces. I'm not saying we
Okay.
have to have one plate of food and all. We can have a little
Okay.
bit like a salad, no? Start off with that.
Okay.
Like cucumber we eat, no? We so used to
Mm.
cucumber. That's so yummy for us. But raw banana, would anybody prefer? Right? But that controls gastric issues.
Okay.
Right? The seed of the pumpkin.
Can we cook and eat that?
Yes,
Hazel, what you suggest?
yes. Cooking, what will do is it's going to change the enzymes that are there inside the
Reduce the impact,
enzymes will get
right?
broken down. The bond in the in the parts, no, in the chemicals of that particular vegetable, that
Okay,
will get broken. Like
okay,
milk and all, we're supposed to have fresh
okay.
milk. Traditionally, they used to milk the cow, have tea out of it. How we have tea,
आपने हमें जाना चाहिए।
that is also that's we have come a long way after that. But sorry, recording is all happening. So milk, traditionally they used to milk the cow and have tea. But what we do, we get packet milk, put it in the fridge, all that. What happens to the enzymes in that milk? It'll get broken. The bonds will get broken, right?
Okay.
Why do people have lactose? Why are they lactose intolerant? Old people are lactose intolerant because the milk that
Mm.
they had consumed earlier was not of the right form. The body has got
Okay,
disturbed. It's not able to
okay.
process the milk. It's confused. Actually, naturally, there's a mind has over evolution. My brain has got that memory that this is how milk is. It's come genetically. But now with modern day life, we have trained ourselves to have this packet milk, right? Old milk. Milk comes in the night, we keep it in the fridge and then take it and boil it and drink, boiling again and again. We are so much used to it. Yes, but the body is actually trained to have that old milk. So it's actually getting disturbed. So for some, by God's grace, for some people, the physique is good. Physique is good.
So one
So
question
they
again,
are
Hazel.
able to overcome it. But for some people, it comes out. They become lactose intolerant. Other digestion issues come up. Right. So when you boil these vegetables also, and you cook them, no, with masala and all, it's all almost dead.
Went for a
It
toss, yeah.
becomes tasty. Pumpkin, you cannot think of, nobody thinks of eating it, no. But sweet pumpkin will be really sweet. I give juice to my kid. It, its skin glows. It's very good for the skin. Along
The
with
banana, I
tomato,
tried.
yeah,
Yeah.
along with tomato, make a juice with a little bit of pumpkin, not a lot and all. Little by little, if you keep adding this now, every day, the body will eventually it will crave for this food. You'll want to
Yeah.
get rid of these junk items. You'll want to get rid of rice items. Eventually, it will happen. So this is where we'll have
That
to
that yeah.
redefine and
That I
reframe.
tried one. Yeah, 1 week I tried for that pumpkin juice, which you say
Okay.
white pumpkin, also this thing.
Hmm.
As you said, but the banana thing, when I boil and take, no, it is creating gastric problem. The moment I
You try
eat,
having
it is no I'm
tiny
getting
piece, no,
headache.
slice of banana. Just try it out. I cannot, I love to see also. I go the physical way also. So
Mm.
I'll try to examine what, whether it works and all, because it will affect your doshas and all. I'm
Okay.
adopting psychology with Ayurveda and Siddha and all that. I do this Reiki also. So complete holistic, we'll have to understand. Except the modern, except drugs, I prefer all the other way. So if that slice is having a good impact or no, we'll have to monitor. For 2 days, we'll have to see.
Okay.
And then, okay, once there's no impact, because the body is, it's about being conscious. The body is actually so alert. It will give out signals, but are we receiving the signals? That's the most important part. Are we ready to receive that signal? Right. Okay. So if once you're ready to receive that signal, then you'll be able to pick it up quickly, like intuition and all for women. No, that's how intuition is. So physical manifestation also happens like that. Before the child says, we mothers tend to know, no, what is the problem with the child, like that.
Can we
That,
add a pinch of salt in that?
yeah,
Is it
yeah.
okay?
Yes, yes,
Chalega?
That was my
yes,
Okay.
yes.
question.
As long as you're able to consume to make it good, no, it is good. Yeah. Otherwise, if it is like, for instance, raw cooked banana, if it's having an issue, then that means your body is not ready to accept it. But for some people, they enjoy, no, chips and all is what is that? That is cooked. So, but some people enjoy it. But how much you have, that also matters, right? Okay, so re-routine, are we there in that position? Our wellness, families for women, again, it's for women, it is family and society is all that is women, no? So our wellness will come out as family's wellness and social wellness. Actually, I do have some more slides. Decision is all yours. I do have some more slides. Baby steps. We'll have to take some baby steps. I have some more slides about talking about goals and all. So now we have some understanding. We have understood that there's a need to change, right? There is a possibility to change is what we have understood, if that is clear. I'm just assuming. So once that is clear, we'll have to have some goals. Just like in corporate world, we have goals and we try to achieve it, right? Step by step we try to achieve. We do the goal setting in the beginning of the year, and the end of the year we try to evaluate. We try to incentivize ourselves based on the goals that we have achieved. So why not we have goals for health, right? Can we have goals for health? Once I know that I am having gastric issues, I am having palpitation issues, I am having insomnia issues, once I know that, can that be my goal? What will be my
Yes.
goal over there to overcome all these? And for that I need
Yeah.
to aspire, no? I have to aspire to have good sleep, I have to aspire to have good digestion. For that I have to dream, I have to have a dream. Eventually my dream will be to be hale and hearty, energetic, no, all the time. So this is where it goes further. So health goals, what are these health goals and all, why do you need it? And you need to design that goal also. Once you know the problem, you'll have to do a designing. So and then have a health goal card. Now actually I'm setting up a 5-day masterclass through WhatsApp. I'll share some material, some information about all these aspects as to how to continue with this routine. Once we have an understanding, how do we find out, I have a plan to have an individual call with each one, and then identify for each one. I want to have this goal card setting. Once you have this goal card concretely written, it's a statement. We'll have to write it as a statement. I've not put that statement here, but it's a statement that we can write and keep looking at it so that the brain gets tuned to that goal of us. So what are the inhibitors, what are the issues that we have, the barriers that we have, all that, and then connect it with our routine. Whatever we do, ultimately it should meet our routine, no? If you're not able to go on time to office, then there's no point in doing all this, right? Provided I'm able to do, okay, make sure my health is good and ensure that I do my day-to-day activities well, so that my performance improves, my immunity improves, and I'm able to help my family in the best manner possible. This becomes radiant. Your child picks up that energy from you. He'll also want to follow a certain routine. All these things, it becomes a chain reaction. No? Without, if you don't do all this, then there's no point, right? So over the time, I'll be, if you can join the group, no? I have sent a masterclass group, so it becomes easier for me to share it there, and you can pick it up. I'll send it as G Drive links. So,
I already did that.
okay, yeah, whoever, if not part of it, please do. And just trying to bring in women to understand this. So this is the 5-day holistic healthcare essentials, Monday to Friday. I'll try to either do sessions like this. If everybody can join, you can join. Otherwise, I'll send it as WhatsApp. Make it very simple. At least one way to, apart from your physical skills, we look at the personality skills or communication skills, right? Grooming, all these skills is what we take care of. But there's something that is working within ourselves, and that inner body is actually craving. So once you take that effort, no, the universe comes for us. The spiritual health becomes balanced. You get connected. Or what is that? Telepathy. All that happens. It will happen naturally. You don't need a mobile to talk to another person. Right, I try to do that, but that comes with aspirations, all that positive affirmations, all that is, it's a big process, but it is all possible. Okay, so I'm just telling about the next steps. So these are some things agenda I have. If you're able to see the screen,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So this is my hub actually. I'm creating. I have this hub, so where I do all these treatments. train myself for these to address these issues. But what I in this masterclass and all that, what I want to share with everyone is the essence of it. Okay, but what is the essence, the underlying energy essence? I want to share so that everybody is able to self-cure themselves. No, and this I have sessions for each one of them: color therapy, aromatherapy, seed therapy. When you have to use a particular seed, when you have to use a particular color. Now the marker pens, they play magic in children's health. In so many people are sensitive, especially old people are very sensitive to colors. So you put the red color at what time, at what point, all that makes a difference. Color makes a difference. So all the sound therapy, all that is there. So I want to have sessions just to at least give these pointers. Then anybody can pick it up further if you want to do, become a master. That's where you become a self expert.
Sure, Hazel. It's a good session with you. I learned a lot and I definitely try to go ahead with you, right?
Oh, thank you. Thank you
So,
so much. So I'll keep posting this thing. I've been taking some time to do this, but because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a social media person, but it's
Uh,
very much, it becomes easier for us, no? And date again, this is also a routine setting, no? I have to put posts over there. So at least share this information and you can take it forward to your family and all. Okay,
yeah, I'll
so
be very grateful to
that,
you if you will share me this PPT. I'll
mm,
try to note down few things for myself.
yes,
Right now,
I
I
can do
have
that.
not note down anything. Right,
Mm.
I'll be very grateful to you. We
Okay.
will share the
Yes, yes.
PPT.
I will do that. I'll put it on the drive,
Thank you.
and then I'll keep doing this session because many have not joined. A lot, 20 people
Mhm.
had signed in, and yesterday also 20 had signed in. I don't know if there's connectivity issue or something. I want to share this meeting, this content as well. I'll put it in the YouTube. I do have a channel over there. I do have some content. So in the link, I will, in WhatsApp group, I will try to share all these content, and everybody can just, you know because it takes time, no, for the processing. We've been conditioned in a way, and we are trying to get back to the natural conditioning.
So shall I
Right.
connect to one also, not you, after this
Yes,
session?
I will send a link. Then you can give your time, and then we'll
Oh,
discuss about what are the various. It's very important to address the
Definitely.
personal issue. No, it takes
correct.
time because if you're going deep down at cellular level, we'll be able to decode what is the issue.
Okay. Okay.
That comes into quantum science, and that is where I'm actually trying to do a project on quantifying prana, which modern
Okay.
science does not have any understanding. Western medicine has no understanding about prana, but it is possible through quantum physics. It is possible
Okay.
in our current thing. So for this information also will help too. And what we can do is publish it as a research paper. All that is possible, but yeah, it's all again baby steps. In terms of research, also it is baby step. But I'm glad that you liked it. You found it useful. No,
Thank you.
it's
Thank you. We are only very blessed to get this connection.
Blessed you, Hazel. Blessed you
uh,
because I was not aware of all these terms before. But
I'm
yeah, it's very interesting and
yeah,
mm,
learnt a lot.
I'm
Really
searching
good.
for this. I'm searching for this. Regarding that vegetable, raw vegetable eating, I got 2, 3 videos, but I was
Nothing is
not
helpful
trying in
here.
the proper way. No, no, I was not trying in the proper way. So with
mm,
this kind of mentoring only, we will come to know the correct path.
yes.
So I will definitely connect with you, Hassel. Thank you
Sure,
so much
sure.
for this.
Actually, everything that I'm saying no is I've tried and tested with my kid also.
Yeah,
Over time,
Okay.
since it's been 2 years, I've been trying testing. So it's only after I got convinced, I felt,
yeah,
let me collate this. This is not there readily available. No? And especially our traditional sciences, it's plenty. When you go to
yeah.
Eastern world, China is there, Japanese medicine is there, all that is there. Can we all bring it together? Korean medicine is there, Indian medicine, we have Siddha, we have Ayurveda, we have Unani, all that. Right? Yoga is another world. Can we collect or connect all that? That's that's
Thank
an
you.
attempt.
Okay. One question, Hazel. Or doing all these courses, do you charge or is there some minimal amount we need to pay? What is this something payable?
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Now for this,
quick question.
yes, yes. So for this masterclass, where the initial understanding, I really want everybody to know this. At least the awareness
Okay.
should start. And if you're able to take it forward on your own, well and good. But if it requires, I do have an advanced program where I'll be talking in detail, like pain. No, you have Yes, thank you. So sorry. Let me check my connection. I'll have to, my YouTube. I think it's a free account. That's why it's a new account. But let me get that fixed. Premium one or something. But yeah, because yesterday also I faced this issue. I will fix it off. Now for this, I do have this advance. But initially I really want to support. With no cost, but when it gets into a program, I do have a program, an elaborate 6-month program which I want to take it forward for college students and school kids and all. So I do have it for professionals and all. So there is a charge over there because it's a complete system that I'll have to maintain. Routine, I'll be there, recording everything, tracking everything. So I do have the thing, but I'm really it's at nominal cost. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Sure, I'm with you. Don't worry. I will not lose you. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure. Let's start
It's great,
getting the
Iron
goal
Lady.
card. Yes. Oh, perfect. We'll step by step we'll get there.
One more
Yeah.
question shall I?
Because I have a mastery program as well. So once I finish my complete explanation, I patch them up with my institute where I've learned, and then they can get there if they want to get it. Become a professional also, it's possible. So till that professionalism is where I'll be guiding. And then once you want to become a professional expert, you'll have to get into a proper institute, government recognized. I'll be getting my recognition as well, but that's a diploma and all that, advanced level it'll be. Yeah, but it's this starting, right? Okay.
One more question, or shall I ask tomorrow? Shall I connect you tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. You can ask. Okay.
No, I'm
I think.
for the last 2-3 days I'm having a heavy hip problem, hip
Mm,
pain in hip side.
okay.
So I don't know what is the reason. There is no such thing happen or no gastric problem or anything. But suddenly I'm so much stuck with the right hand side of my hip. So
Hip,
I don't.
right side. Okay. Is it hip means towards the side or back? I'll have to.
Side,
You'll have to
side,
see that,
side.
no?
That is the starting of that leg, no starting of that legs portion. So
Back side
when I
is sideways. Okay.
right
Okay.
side, so
It
when I try
could.
to walk or stand
uh,
or anything, now I'm feeling very much pain. So I
Mostly
could not.
it's yeah, it's a sciatica region. You call it as a sciatica. Is it a
Yeah.
pricking pain, shrill pain?
No,
Is it
it's
a sharp pain,
yeah,
or is it so
sharp pain.
it's actually it's a nervous it's actually a nerve that is creating that pain. Okay, so we'll have to examine whether it is a nerve or that muscle over there, but mostly it
Hmm.
is the sciatica. And I can even connect that nervous issue to the organ. It could
Hmm.
be the gallbladder.
Okay.
Okay, which this modern medicine will not do that. They will try to address that sciatica nerve only. Okay,
Hmm.
so they'll try to cut it and all that. Surgery is what they'll say. But I'm
Hmm.
just, but we'll have a discussion. I'm just thinking it's a gallbladder issue. Gallbladder
Okay.
maybe because this excess pitta in the body.
Okay.
Okay, excess.
Any emotion is
Yeah.
connected with this because
When
2-3 days
pitta,
before
yeah,
I
yeah.
was keep on talking about my
Uh,
thinking about my sister. So their worries, and I
yeah.
was sharing too
So
much
pitta
in
is
over
actually
the
two
phone.
elements, fire and water. So when
Okay.
there's too much of fire and very little
Hmm.
water, your pitta
Hmm.
gets
Hmm.
increased.
Okay.
So we'll have to see whether it's a fire element that is high or low water element, or there is another element that is actually pushing. From fire element, the energy has to go to the air element. So when your air
Okay.
is also blocked, the fire will be excess because it's not
Okay.
able to flow properly. So we'll have to figure out again, as you said, gastric issues. What you have, no? That is again a flow imbalance in the airflow. So that means there's in that air channel, no, in that elemental flow channel, there's a block. Air is not able to flow. So as a result, of fire increases. it gets accumulated, and water is not able to sedate that fire properly. All that. So it's a big connection. We'll have to decode it first, but then it is possible. We can overcome these pains gradually, slowly. With external some kind of applications also we can try, but it is possible to rectify it.
I will connect with you one to
I
one.
will send
And
the
also,
link.
yeah, whenever I take a head bath, the next day on the evening, I get pain here.
Ah, I understand. Yeah. So I think it's a gallbladder because they're all meridians of the gallbladder.
There is no issue, but here I am getting the pain.
So I'm just thinking it could be a water imbalance. The water is not getting absorbed sufficiently, and it's hip region, so the kidney is a bit struggling. This is my overall picture, and it's very much connected with that meridian. So, but then we can fix it. Once we know the root, no, from there we can consciously through a thought itself, without medicine, we can heal this. That is possible. Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
fine. Okay.
I'll connect with you tomorrow after lunch.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot.
even
Bye.
even I have too many, even I have too many questions.
Sure. We'll
But
talk about it.
but yes, but I will definitely connect with you one on one, because after going through the presentation, I realized that my personal, my physical, mental, and emotional health is too much disturbed, and I think I should be connecting with you to talk about it.
Yeah. For women, another challenge, no, we don't open up. It takes
Yeah.
a little bit of time to tell that we are having, being aware itself is a big thing. And I'm having an issue.
Most important that we never realized that it was an issue. And we thought, I'm a mother of two kids, and I'm a feeding mother. So my 6 months of my maternity leave, I never realized the routine has gone haywire, and my routine, I don't know what my routine is now. It is with the kids. So kids का जैसा time होता है, that's what is my time. So I'm not aware of what health. I'm facing a lot of health issues.
Sure.
I don't know what it
And
is
you're a
causing,
feeding
but
mother, no? That energy passes on to the kid as well. So we'll have to take care of that. You have to be in
I would
harmony,
really,
so that, because eventually, as he's growing up, he may tend to become hyperactive and erotic and all. Okay,
I really need
and
your
then it's
support.
going to, so subtly it'll happen. His decision making may get affected. All that will happen. So you have to be in harmony. So we'll address that. Okay, it's possible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
okay.
fine. Thank you so much. And if it's possible, please share this, because the first thing is we have to open up. We have to come together, speak about our issues, and then get it addressed. And then we'll have to fight it back. No?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
When
much.
will this
Thank you.
one-on-one connects happen, Caesar? Just in,
Well, I will send a message where you can give in your slot, and then we'll take it forward.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.